And in this video we are going to learn data types and variables in Java. These are fundamental concepts in Java programming. Understanding them is crucial for writing efficient and error-free code. What is data types? We are first learning data types, and after this we will see about variables. In Java, data types specify the type of data that variable can hold. Java has two main types of data types. These are two main types of data types, so primitive and non-primitive. And in primitive we can see boolean, character, byte, short, integer, long, float and double. In non-primitive there are string, arrays, map and etc. In Java there are 8 primitive data types. These data types used to store value like numbers, characters and true or false conditions. In the code we initialize variable for each data types. For instance, byte takes 1 byte. It is used to store smallest number, and in float we can store decimal values like 3.14, 3.24, like 10.15, like this. And in double also we can store large decimal values. And in character we can store a single character. It takes 2 bytes, and I wrote here byte also, so you can see it. So let's see what will the output, and that's it. And here we can see boolean. It indicates a true or false condition. When we run the program, it prints the value of each data types, demonstrating how they work in Java. Let's talk about non-primitive data types. So here are non-primitive data types. There are several non-primitive data types. These are include more complex. In the example of code, we declare a string variable called message with hello world. Here we create an integer array to store the numbers using a loop. We iterate through the array and print its elements. Now, non-primitive data types are essential for handling more complex data types in Java. Like map also include in it. So let's run it, and not much. String stores characters and array stores numbers, and we iterate through each number of array and print it. So let's run it. Let's see what will the output, and that's it. String prints hello world, and array prints 1 2 3 4 5. So let's talk about now variable. So what is variable? In Java, a variable is container for storing data that can change during the execution of program. It acts like as a name or reference to specific memory location where the value is stored. So there are three types of variables in Java: a local variable, static variable and instance variable. So let's go through one by one. Let's talk about local variables. It declares inside a method or constructor or a block. Second, scope is limited to the block where is declared and must be initialized before use. So let's see example of it, so you'll understand in deep. Local variable within display method, and this program demonstrates how to use and access those variables. Local variables are like here. Local variable is age, and it is declared in this pub age method and this test class. Its value is changing according situation, like we created here age, and after this assign 0 in age, and after this we change age and age plus 7, so it's been 7. And as we can see, and this local variable is definitely declared inside the method and only accessible within the method. We can't access it with outside from method. So let's talk about instance variable further. So it's declared inside a class but outside any method or block. Belong to an object, and each object has its own copy and default value assigned if not initialized. So let's see its example. So look, instance of variable declared in class but outside any method. So here we can see public string name. So name variable is visible in employee class only, and the name variable is assigned the constructor. Here the salary variable is assigned a value, and here the method prints the employee details. So this means declared inside a class but outside any method. So this is all things are declared inside one class, and but we can say it's declared outside a method. Here we made another method, and here we made another method. So these are two different methods. It belongs to an instance of class. This class instance it belongs, for example, instance of where. So here instance of where stores the value. I am an instance variable. It is storing this value, and when we print it with using this example dot instance. Example means it's a object of variable example class. So here we print it, and let's see, definitely it will print the I am an instance variable. I think you understood instance variable. So these two topics are done. So let's talk about like static variable. It's declared using the static keyword inside a class but outside any method or a block, and shares among all object of class. Memory allocated only once during class loading. Let's say example of it so you will understand in deep. Private static variable is a class level because it is static. It can be accessed directly within the class or without creating an instance of it. It is private, meaning it can only be accessible with the employee class. This can only accessible within the employee class, only this class, and this is only class we have. So we can directly access it in this class. And constant department. So here we made constant public static final, making it constant accessible to all. Final ensures it can be changed after being initialized. Understood? And output definitely will print 1000. So let's run it and see what will the output. So we talked about static variable. So let's talk about static method now. So here we write a code of it. So a static method belongs to the class and can only accessible the static members and variables or method directly, and can access non-static member without creating an object. And when we need to use it, so we don't need to make an object of it. We can direct access without an object, and this is it. We don't need to make object of it, so we can just directly make an integer of result variable, just access without class. So here we take class name, and after dot we put uh, add which is static methods name, and in this we put two variables, and that's it. Let's print the result. Yeah, the result should be 15, and look, result is 15. That's it, nothing more strange. And now let's talk about last, static blocks, so you will understand in deep more. So we made here static block. A static block is executed once when the class is loaded into memory, typically used for initialization of static variables. So look here, we what we did in this, we made static block is executed once when class is loaded into memory. This class, when this class will loaded into memory, and typically used for initialization of static variables. So that's it for this video. We have covered primitive data types, non-primitive data types of variables, and how to use them in Java. I hope this tutorial help you understand this fundamental concept. If you have any questions or want to more example, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more programming tutorials, and keep practicing and stay curious.